What is up, good people? Jungle Ink here. Hope you're doing well. I think there was a little confusion in my last video. Some people in the comments were saying you flip-flopped. You weren't going to invest in Xahau, and now you are. Just to be clear, I'm not investing a nickel in the Xahau coin. I'll buy maybe $20 worth just to play around with the tokens and see how it functions and what I can do on the network. And that's going to be somewhat limited. We don't have any dApps yet. It's a brand new network. But just to test it out and have some tokens on hand. As we get new things, I can play around with the network. That's it. In my mind, as we look at this, the ceiling is going to be essentially that of what XRP's price is. Because if it goes over that, people start burning and arbitraging that price difference. So we're already at 30-something cents trading today. Your upside is double your money, but your downside is pretty much infinite. Not a really great investment thesis in my opinion. If we saw some catastrophic fall in price, we're talking a cent, maybe a half a cent, well, I might buy some. These are some talented developers. That might be an opportunity. I'd have to look at the tokenomics and see what that value would even be. I have no idea because I'm not trying to invest in the network, so I haven't even crunched the numbers and looked at, any of that info. I really just want to play around with it. And as this network kind of gets built out, see, what would smart contracts on the XRP ledger look like? Would it work? What can we do with this light programmability? Can we do a lot of tasks, things like that? I want to see how it works more than I want to invest in this particular network. Nothing against the developers and its capability. I just don't like the price and the value and all of that stuff. Unless I'm missing something, let me know. That's just the way I see it. So just to be clear, I have not flip-flopped. I'm not investing. I'm just going to be testing, I guess is the way to put it. Ripple legal chief Stuart Alderoty questioning Gary Gensler's, record in court right now. He's, racking up a bunch of losses, and he has this idea of, throw everything at the wall, see what sticks, and that's all well and good. But the problem is you're injuring a lot of investors and entrepreneurs, and you're creating a lot of havoc. Like, we should have some sound legal thesis when we're attacking people before we proceed. This is just awful what he's done. I think his reign of terror is just about at his end. For the rest of his tenure, I don't think he has the power he once did. He'll be muzzled to some extent. And further, I think by the end of next year, he'll be out of there and someone else will be in. And part of this ridiculousness, we see PayPal, they launched their stablecoin, PYUSD. Pretty exciting what they could do with that. Integrate it into all their payment systems and integrate into crypto exchanges and decentralized exchanges. You could do a lot. And I'm excited to see, can they build that out? Do they build that out? But now you have the SEC harassing them. Just because, they're jumping in crypto, let's give them a hard time. And that's what's wrong because, PayPal, they're going to be one of the good actors. They're a publicly traded company. They're not going to be rug pulling people, running off with their money. And they're the ones the SEC decides to use their limited resources to go after because they're a big name and they want it clear. If you go into crypto, we're going to punish you and we're going to mess with you and send you all sorts of legal notices. That's wrong. That's going to stifle innovation. I can't wait until this clown, Gary Gensler, is out of here. Now, the next crypto bull run, are we on the precipice? Is it building? This is what I would tell you. I think if we run into some problems with Binance, specifically the DOJ going after CZ, that's going to cause disruption. Number two, if we have problems in the financial markets, whether that be, a banking crisis, commercial real estate, something like that, that's going to cause everything to tumble. If we do not run into any of that, people, they're front-running the happening. They're front-running, what we know is going to happen, which is going to be eventually a Bitcoin ETF, probably sooner than later. Man, it really might be off to the races. This is what I would tell you. If I didn't have any crypto at all, I'd be very uncomfortable. Like, I'm ready. If the bull run starts today, yay for that. I'm ready to rock and roll. But I am cautious pumping new money into this asset class because I know there are some dangers in front of us. And if we see a tumble, you got to have chips if you want to buy dips. So I'm ready for that as well. I think you have to hedge this a little bit. It's never easy as you're going forward. Looking back, you go, okay, that's where it starts, that's where it ends. That part's easy. But as we, near the end of this tightening cycle, that's where you traditionally will expect something to break, problems to arise. Can they bring in this quote-unquote soft landing as they've been telling us this whole time? I'm not sold on that idea. But if I knew for sure, I wouldn't be working for a living. I'd be sitting in some high-rise office, laughing at all the peasants down below. not the case. So I have to hedge my bets here. Would not be surprised to see some turmoil with, war breaking out all over the place, where we are in this tightening cycle, problems in the banking sector, problems in commercial real estate. But maybe we work our way through this. And, I think we'd be in a good spot because when I look at value, is real estate going to be somewhere you're going to want to stuff your money? When you look at equities, still pretty high, isn't it? And so I think if we can keep that somewhat stable without any major collapse, what is the asset class that's really undervalued? I think crypto becomes very attractive. So we don't need a crash here. I think we're looking good, but we may get it. So just be ready. I hate to be a bear, but I'm just uneasy about some of the stuff going on. Lastly, SafeMoon executives, I'm glad they've been charged with frauding, investors of $200 million they pulled out. Those were not good actors. They are just trying to launch a crypto project. And it's good because we see what happened to SafeMoon, 3AC, Do Kwon, SBF. Hopefully this next time around, people will know it's going to be serious consequences if you want to play games. As we also usher in regulations and your big players within finance, they play their own games, but not the SBF and 3AC type ones. If we clean some of that up, because I think that really hindered the crypto market during the last run, all the just ridiculous fraud that was going on. If we can get by some treacherous few months here and we're not seeing crashes and problems in the financial market, we might have a heck of a lot of green runway ahead of us. So just stick in there. There's only one way to find out. The future will answer all questions. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.